Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Beyond the Ink, Episode 3. This is the interview series where we go more in depth with the individual players and personalities of the Splatoon community. Our special guest for this episode, the one, the only, DaBoss.
Hello.
How you doing, my man?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. All right. So, for those that aren't aware, we have an interview slash discussion to where we get to know DaBoss. Sound good with you?
Yes, it does.
All right. So the first question, how about you tell us a little bit about your hobbies besides just Splatoon?
Well, other video games, of course. And then sports like basketball and soccer. Mainly basketball. And someone has to tell me how the Warriors game is going tonight. Please do.
Yeah.
And I like watching TV, movies, listening to songs, all the general things, just an average guy.
That's cool. It's a lot like me. So do you have any interesting stories specifically from basketball or maybe some of your earlier video games that you've played?
As for basketball, I would always I was like not really one that was tall. I was like average height. But then the people that were tall, I was jealous of them. Like they were tall. They had a huge advantage in basketball, And so I would cuss them off for having hit puberty early. And as for a video game, I guess my early story, like my first video game was Super Mario 64.
Right.
When I was like 2 years old, 3 years old. And yeah, that was like my favorite game ever back then. And my dad bought it for me, and he also bought it for my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to have my best friend beat the first boss, which is the Bomb King, because I was such a huge wimp. And yeah, she was like a few months younger than me, so yeah, she had all the bragging rights.
She had the bragging rights right from the get-go.
Yes. Sorry about the coughing.
You're fine. So how about
Oh wait, can I just explain? Okay, so I'm in my car. Yeah, it's an interesting setting, I hope.
Yeah.
How about, for that?
How about you tell some of the people why you're in your car?
Because
if you want.
So I had work today up until 5 p.m. EDT. And then I had plans with someone. Should I introduce my special guest?
You can do that. I think I have a pretty good idea on who it is.
I think you do. Say hi to Aditya or Nikki.
Hi, guys.
Okay. She's like probably bored there. Yeah, so I had plans with her, and it would take too long for me to get back home. So yeah.
Okay. That kind of addresses the elephant in the room, so to speak.
Yeah.
So from these different hobbies, basketball, video games, music, movies, how do you think you've developed as a person or what you've learned from these?
I think the biggest thing I got out of like that I know about myself is I just absolutely love to have fun. That's pretty much it. I absolutely love fun.
Okay.
Like
fun, but competitive, casual?
Oh yeah, I like to be competitive, like in any way possible. Like I wouldn't be like, ultra competitive, like, oh my god, I have to win, but I'd like want to do my best and like, be able to compete with other people who are good.
That makes sense. Okay. So how do you think these traits and the things that you've learned through these hobbies, how do you think they've shaped who you are?
I think it's made me like a chill person and super relaxed about things. Like I just like to enjoy the moment a lot and just enjoy my time with other people and doing things.
Okay. So, with these other people, do they share your hobbies? I mean,
Uh,
obviously, the friends you've made like through the Splatoon community, they share your love of Splatoon, but
mhm.
what about your in real life friends?
Um, they do like video games, but they're like more like into like the more like bigger franchises or
Hmm.
series like GTA, FIFA, Call of Duty, etc. And
Okay,
oh yeah, Pokemon.
yeah,
Right.
that's a pretty big one.
Yes.
Okay, regarding, I guess I'm not really sure how to put this. What do you guys typically do? Like, I
So
mean, you're obviously big in Splatoon, but
with me and my in real life friends, we would
mhm.
just chill. Like generally, we go out to places to eat, and then we would either go back to my friend's place and play FIFA Street, where we would try to beat like the AI in the hardest difficulty, where it was just complete bullshit, and it lead to pretty funny things. And like one of the strats that we came up with, like there's like this elimination mode thing where you're trying to get down to 0 players by scoring goals, and
Mhm.
came up with a strat of humping the last player that's on the other team, and so they would get out of the net. And as for the other thing that we usually do is we go play pool, like billiards,
Mhm.
and that's actually like our WhatsApp group name. It's Corner Bank Kings, which is a reference to um, this pool place that we go to.
Hmm. Okay. It sounds like fun.
It is.
So, tell us about some of your favorite memories from your early childhood.
Uh, mm, I'm not sure. Shut up. Mm, childhood memories. Uh,
Like maybe how you got into some of the hobbies that you have, video games, basketball, movies, pool, stuff like that.
okay, so one of my favorite childhood memories is okay, so back when I was like super little, I would
Mhm.
watch the movie Baby Geniuses religiously, like every day before school. Like this is senior kindergarten,
Mhm.
and I would watch it every morning. I couldn't go to school without watching it. If I don't finish it, I would finish it after coming back from school. And I don't know why. Like afterward, like maybe when I grew older, like maybe when I was like 16 or something, I watched it again since it was on TV, and I was like completely baffled as to why I even liked it in the first place.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's probably one of those things that it's like you love it as a kid, but when you see it for the first time and forever when you're older, it's just kind of like, what?
Hmm.
I don't know.
Childhood is weird, you know.
Yeah, childhood memories. So, what about basketball?
Basket.
Because I know my sister plays it, but I never got the chance to. So, I'm interested to know what appeals to you with regards to that.
Um, I would say I just like. I guess part of the reason I enjoyed it is that I felt I was good at it,
Hmm.
and it's fun. Like it's pretty simple to play. You just need at least like one basketball, one net, and you're good to go. And I guess like the kids around my neighborhood, we were all into basketball, so we would play a lot together. And I played like in like grade school, like middle school, and grade 1 to 5. We would like I was playing on the team and stuff. Like I wasn't like amazing. I would like I don't actually. I'm not sure how good I would rank myself. Like I could compete against the people that were like godlike, but
Hmm.
I don't think I was like as good as them. But yeah, like once I got to high school though, I kind of like stopped playing as much, and yeah,
Was that because your interests change, or?
it wasn't because of interest change. Like more like not able to like find the time. Like in high school, like there's no basketball nets to play like after school, during school,
Right.
and we just all like didn't have time like outside of school either. Like we would play during the summer at my friend's place using his basketball net, and yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, video games. What
Mhm.
appeals to you regarding video games?
Uh,
Because, well, what do you look for? Because you're not going to look for the same thing in a game like Super Mario 64 as you would, say, Halo.
mhm. Um, First, they just need to be fun. You know, I said that a lot of times now, and they just need to have like good gameplay and a presentation that's really good. Uh, yeah, like Halo was my first shooter. That's why
Hmm.
George mentioned that, and I just really enjoyed the gameplay. And me and my friends, we would always play it during school. Like we weren't allowed to play it, but we would still do it anyways. I'm pretty sure everyone's like at least around like my age or something back when they were in school, they would have Halo Portable on their USB sticks,
Hmm.
and yeah, we would always do that.
It's a good bonding experience, to say the least.
Hmm.
What about other games, though?
Uh, I can name so many. I like Metroid, 3D Mario platformers are like my drugs. Legend of Zelda, Battlefield. I used to enjoy Call of Duty, like back in like the Modern Warfare days, Black Ops, and all that. Uh, and I enjoyed the motion controls in the Call of Duty Wii games. They were really good. Uh, what else? I like Splatoon, obviously,
Well, yeah, and we'll get to that.
and I don't know why I'm drawing a blank, but I guess I enjoy the Kirby series. Uh, Persona,
Hmm.
forgot that. I need to mention that. I'm drawing a blank. Oh wait, I just remembered my avatar. You know, my profile picture.
Yeah, and we'll get to that.
Yes, that needs to be mentioned. But series that I like, just you just look at it and then you'll understand once I explain it rather.
Okay. I know you mentioned like Mario platformers. That's obviously very different from, say, Call of Duty or Halo or even Splatoon.
Hmm.
What appeals to you about those?
Um, well, Mario platformers, or would you say Call of Duty and all that?
Well, Mario platformers first, then Call of Duty, I guess, on the other side of the coin.
Um, Mario platformers, I would say, are really fun in the first place, and they just typically have tight controls and really good level design, and they're incredibly fun to play. My exception to that is Super Mario Sunshine, but that's more due to the padding involved. Like the blue coins were like, what did you say they were? Like,
Well, I actually looked it up, and the blue coins represent a fifth of the shines.
oh wow. Well, yeah.
24 out of 120.
Like I didn't mind the blue coins. Like they're just too many of them, I would
Hmm.
say. And then those single mini game level thingies like pachinko. No more of that, please.
Oh boy.
Oh. And as for like Call of Duty, Battlefield, all those shooter games, I enjoyed their multiplayer the most. And like, I don't know, shooters just generally have really good multiplayers. Like it's hard to make a bad multiplayer shooter, I think. Like when there's so many in the market, like you could just follow their example.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So Mario platformers are kind of more of the single player and
Yeah.
the fun casual aspect.
Mm.
Shooters are your preferred multiplayer.
Yeah. Well, I guess, yeah, pretty much. Though, like, I do like to try and speed through the Mario levels, though I wouldn't like reach like speedrunner status or something like that. Like, I'm not even close.
Okay. I think you have a bit of a speedrunner in you. You just don't realize it.
Just me.
No? Okay.
But I admire all the speedrunners. They're amazing.
Yeah. The tricks and the trades.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned your avatar. I think
Yes.
it's about time that we discuss that.
Yes. So I don't know if you guys have probably seen it. I hope so. Basically, my avatar consists of like a bunch of game series that I'm into, and it started off with a question mark from the Monster Hunter series, and then
Really?
I just like kept on adding things over and over again. Like I didn't want to like this is on NeoGAF, by the way. So I just started off with a question mark, and then I just wanted to like keep the question mark, but I also want to like show like other game series that I enjoyed playing. So then I eventually put Phoenix Wright Hair on it just out of a whim, and it worked somehow. And yeah, I just kept going from there.
Okay. What kind of game series are represented in your avatar?
Okay, so there's like the blue part at the bottom. That's actually a Mario Kart 8 anti-gravity wheel. I really enjoyed playing that like with my friends on NeoGAF.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's obviously the Smash logo on the right. I enjoyed Smash 4, also with my NeoGAF friends. And then there's Splatoon on the left with the squid. I don't think I have to explain that.
No.
And then there's a Monster Hunter question mark, which I stated before. That like kind of represents like a boss monster kind of thing in the series. So I just like really like that for some reason. And then there's the Phoenix Right Hair, which is from the Ace Attorney series, and
Mm-hmm.
everyone should play Ace Attorney. Okay. Then there's Persona, the Persona 5 mask, and I just absolutely love Persona 4 Golden. Like that's what got me into it. And then like I enjoyed Persona 3 as well. I didn't play the first two, unfortunately, but I watched the playthrough of Persona 5 because I can't afford a PS3 or PS4 or more. I just kind of didn't want to like rush into buying a PS4 now, and then the PS3 is just like so old and stuff. Like my
Right.
old 3 broke, so yeah. And what was I gonna say? Right, the Persona 5. It's so stylish, so good. And then the last one is like it's kind of obscure, I guess, because there's a black and white background, and that actually is for the Danganronpa series. And I think it's like a good visual novel series. Yeah.
Never heard of that one. What's it about?
It's basically a high school setting where a bunch of like these anime trope kids, high school kids, are trapped in it. They have to survive, not kill each other, and there's this like killer bear that is trying to influence them into killing each other, basically. And people who survive obviously win.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely an interesting game, to say the least.
Yeah.
All right. And I guess at this point, I'd kind of be remiss if I didn't ask about your name.
Oh yeah. So I used to go by another online username, which I won't mention. It's the past, past. And I was thinking of coming up with a new one, and eventually I came up with the King.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it sounded lame after, and then I thought, okay, let's go with DaBoss, and because that sounded cooler. I know that sounds so lame, but it's okay. I went stuck by it, and then I didn't really go on like any communities really like then. I just used the name like in games and stuff, and then
Mm-hmm.
I eventually signed up on NeoGaf, and that's where like I just stuck with it, and yeah.
And you've told me that when you enter VCs, sometimes it kind of gets confusing because they could be talking about, the hottest new
Oh,
game and how they
oh
beat a certain boss, and
yeah, I respond to someone saying boss, so just mentioning boss, it's like, oh, are you talking to me? And it's like, oh no.
uh, comes with the territory, I guess.
Still a nice nickname, you know.
Oh yeah, and it's simple. Tell us a little bit about NeoGaf, actually, since I've never been on there.
So it's a self-proclaimed the hottest site for video game news and discussion and all that. Like they do have like people like actually in the video game industry posting there sometimes, and journalists as well. And I went there mainly to obviously discuss about video games and just to find people to play with. And I would play with like a bunch of people. Like I played Monster Hunter with them. Uh, what else? Oh, Pokemon, a bunch of multiplayer series, and eventually Splatoon came out, and I think I'll get into that later.
Yeah. But first, how would you say a place like NeoGaf compares to other social media chatting services like Discord or Skype or
Oh, right. I
others you
should
may
have
have
meant
used?
it's a forum, like
Right.
old school forums, and back then like I didn't mind forums at all much. Like I don't know, that's what I was used to, and I posted a lot there. Like I think I had like 21 posts per day average, like in a year or something, which is insane. Most people had like 10 posts or less back then. But like I guess I was like caught up in the hype for like a few games, I guess, and posted a lot. Um, and well, how it's super moderated, I guess. So you don't really have as much blatant fanboyism, I guess. But even then, you could kind of tell like people are fanboys and they're just being discreet about it. And I don't know, like I don't think super highly of the site, but I'm thankful for all the cool people I met through it.
Because that's kind of how you got started, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you met a certain team called Name Subject to Change.
Okay, so um, we're like we'd call our sub community of NeoGaf SplatGaf, and shout outs to everyone there. Like it's still like active every day, and there's a lot of cool people there. And yeah, I just love them a lot. And we would like people on like the main people like that were like in pre 2016 NSCC, like 2015 NSCC, like pretty much consisted of mainly people from SplatGaf, and that's where it was formed. We would all play together, and Inker Sync came, and Burn and Sendu and Robot Guy, they were all like, "Oh, let's make a team to enter Inker Sync." And the funny thing is, I was the one that was like, no, we shouldn't enter Inker Sync. It's gonna be shit. It's the first tournament for Splatoon, and that's gonna make it shit. I'm sorry to all the TOs for calling it shit, but like I think everyone
I
can agree
mean,
it wasn't the best of tournaments. Like understandably, it was the first one, and we had no idea how to do things and stuff. But yeah, and Burn agreed with like the fact that it was probably going to be pretty bad, but then he still wanted to play in it because it was going to be fun and stuff, and that's how NSTC was formed. And I was almost going to make it not. Well, I wasn't even close to almost not making it happen, but I was basically like saying, no, don't do it. And sorry.
And to think you're one of like the main figures when people think of NSTC.
Yeah, I guess.
The irony.
Really? No, I'm joking.
How did NSTC's name come about?
That's just Burn was oh yeah, much love to Burn. He just put that down because we didn't come up with a name yet, or they didn't come up with a name yet. And then Sendu said like, "Oh, nice, we're gonna keep that name because it's a Steins Gate reference." And yeah, Steins Gate is like this anime visual novel thing that Burn got into around at the time. So yeah.
Okay. Is that something you're interested in?
I have watched Steins Gate. I haven't played it though because it's too long. It's like, I think it's like 30 plus hours as a visual novel, and that's like too much for me. Too much reading for something so serious.
Okay. And then from there, NSTC kind of began its rise to dominance.
Mm-hmm. We were forever fifth in 2015, but our first place finish was in the 5th SCL, so that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that was back when SCL was kind of a smaller tournament. And
yeah.
Okay. What do you think made you guys successful?
I can't even say for sure. It's just, I want to say there was like some natural skill there in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And just like we would play a lot together. Like we already kind of had, like we were one of the few lucky people who would play together before, like, private battles and all that came out. And yeah, I guess we were in sync, and then other people joined, like Fuzzy, Samu, Nike, and yeah. And then 2016, I think people back then would know, like, oh my god, NSCC was amazing.
Yeah.
That sort of thing, I guess. But I don't know. I didn't really like the spotlight, so I
mean, that's fair.
And yeah.
But you guys had a lot of really strong tournament finishes, so something happened that made you guys really good. Because natural skill can only take you so far.
Yeah.
Okay. So why Splatoon? You've talked a little bit about Call of Duty. You've talked a bit about Battlefield. Why Splatoon?
So I was sold on it the moment it was revealed on E3. Like, instantly sold. Once I saw the squid popping out of the ink, I'm like, oh my god, this is a pretty cool mechanic. Like, that's what I instantly thought. And then once they revealed it was like once I realized it's like a shooter based around like ink, moving around through the ink and all that stuff, I'm like, okay, this is gonna be an amazing game. I knew that instantly. I knew that I was gonna spend like hundreds of hours playing it multiplayer, and yeah, I didn't think it would go this far.
Well, I don't think anyone thought it would go this far, but now here we are 2 years later, a sequel, a month away, talk of esports throughout the community. It's a pretty wild time.
Mm-hmm. So
go ahead.
Sorry, no. It's like your mic is sounding weird, but I'm not sure if it's my end or if it's your end.
Huh. Okay. Is that any better?
No.
Okay.
It's like sounding a bit robotic-y or like you're like talking into a fan or something.
Okay. Okay.
Oh no. This is so bad. Sure.
Just you? I can tell.
Yeah, it's just the it's up here.
Test.
Hello.
All right. Good.
I have a camera holder now, so yeah. They're
Nice.
apparently complaining about me shaking too much. I'm sorry.
Well, you know,
I'm a bit
mobile,
fidgety.
car.
Oh wait, I dropped my water bottle cap. I don't know where it is. Okay.
Okay. To get back on track,
Mm-hmm.
how would you say Splatoon compares to Halo, Battlefield, Call of Duty, especially for someone like me who Splatoon's their first shooter?
I would say a lot of it is pretty similar. Like there's a lot of transferable skills and stuff, and like in the end, you're shooting at things, I guess. But Splatoon doesn't have like infinite range. It's not hit scan. It's I don't recall what the technical term is, but with the way the ink mechanic works, it's unique. So it's like they take a lot of like gameplay elements you might see in other shooters, but then they also have like their own unique touch. Like I mean, Splatoon has its own unique touch, which really adds on to it.
Yeah. And how it's definitely Nintendo's way of approaching a shooter. Instead of the blood, the guts, and the gore and all that, you've got ink flying everywhere.
Yeah.
What about your friends and family? What do they know about like Splatoon, and since you've mentioned that they've played the other shooters?
I don't even talk about Splatoon to them at all, and I don't even know if they know it exists. Well, they know it exists. Like the Switch reveal trailer like got them a bit interested in it,
Mm-hmm.
and the Switch price turned them off. The online added like having to pay for online, and then my family they just see me playing the game, but like my sister's like, why are you playing this game so much? Stop playing it so much. And my mom would try to understand what the hell's going on, but she doesn't. And my dad he just gets annoyed that I play too much or something. So yeah.
What about your friends?
Yeah, like I said, my friends they don't know much about it.
Okay.
Outside of Splatoon 2 being shown in the Switch reveal trailer.
Okay. So I guess that's kind of why you joined here. To have people to play with.
Yeah, basically, like that's mainly why like my taste in games, like I like the games that they like, but I like more games as well. So
Right.
like I like to have people to play with, and yeah, like I would say like I'm like a pretty social gamer. I like talking about the games I play with other people.
I can't fault you there. Since you mentioned Splatoon 2, since it is a month away, what are you excited about for it?
No invincibility specials for one. I'm interested in the new mechanics that they're introducing. What else?
Which new mechanics specifically?
The charge hold thing for the chargers, the vertical flicks for the rollers, and the rolling or dashes for the dualies, as well as like the new specials. Like they seem pretty like they don't seem as quote unquote brain dead as Splatoon ones. Like I'm not gonna say Splatoon ones are brain dead. Like you do need to coordinate them pretty well to make good plays. But then like Splatoon 2 seems more oriented for you. Like you need to coordinate them well with other specials that your teammates have. And yeah, like I feel like maybe they're taking away the focus on specials, like in Splatoon 2. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. I guess on the flip side of that coin, knowing what you know about Splatoon 1, what changes do you hope to see implemented since we don't know everything about Splatoon 2 from the first game to the second game?
I would say make the maps. I'm not sure what the word is for it, but like make the maps more like not narrow. Like some of the maps, like Hammerhead Bridge, I would say
Mm-hmm.
like kind of too narrow at times. And I feel like a lot of the maps in Splatoon 2, they provide you multiple pathways in getting to the middle and such. And
Yeah. Okay. Would you say that maybe the way the maps are designed in Splatoon 1 is more because it was more of an experiment and Nintendo kind of has a better idea of what they're doing with Splatoon 2, which is why you see more open maps, or why do you think that is?
I feel like, and I guess, yeah, there's some truth to that. And like Splatoon 1 maps are a bit like chokeholdy or something.
Especially if you look at something like Port Mackerel or Hammerhead, which you mentioned, or even to some extent Walleye. Okay. Let's talk about some of the teams that you've been on. Because people know you're one of the big names of NSTC. You joined Cream Fresh a little while back. What about other teams? Tell us about your Splatoon journey.
Well, so once NSTC took a break, like back in May, I stopped playing Splatoon from June until the middle of August. And then in the middle of August, I bought myself a capture card, which, you know, I always want to stream. I love watching people stream. And I'm like a huge Twitch fan. Like I've been on Twitch since 2012. I'd watched like everyone speedrun back in the day. And yeah, so the capture card got me into playing Splatoon again because I want to stream Splatoon. Like that was the game I want to stream the most. And so I started playing again, and during that time, like I only played like I think maybe 2 tournaments from like August to October. And I think one of them was with Cute, NSTC Cute was the thing. It was like me, DTM, Spoon, and I forget who was the fourth. Oh, it was Leo, I think. Yeah, I remember playing Ink Brush and getting a better KD than Leo. And other one was I believe it was with NSTC. Yeah, and we somehow got second with my fraudulent ass.
Oh.
And yeah, so then November came, and then the Splatoon Showdown series happened.
Right.
And Axon asked me to join, and I'm like, okay, like to play with him. And we got a solid team. Like it was like me, Hexen, Fuzzy, Penguit, and one of his friends would also play. Well, yeah, one of his. I don't know where he met him from, and yeah, so we got like first in the qualifier, like in some of the qualifiers, like in the Turf War qualifier, we got first. It was the first one, but then we lost to Deep Blues, who won the Turf War finals. And then in the second one was, I believe, the tower control one, and we actually got first place in that. And I was playing Rapid somehow, and was doing well with it. And then NSTC played in the third one, which is Splat Zones, and we got second in that one. And then again, Who, which is Hexen's team,
Right.
like Who with a question mark, yeah. We ended up fifth in the Rainmaker one, the final one. And so yeah, that was like, it was fun to play in tournaments frequently like that again. And we got cool prizes too. And then in December, I didn't play in anything at all, I believe. I just did my own thing and just played for fun, I guess, with friends. And same with January. And then I believe like sometime in the end of February, I was like, I want to play again, like competitively, like regularly. And I decided, okay, let's put myself out there at least, and started playing in pickup teams and subbing for teams, and yeah.
Okay.
And like I played in a bunch of pickup teams, and then Oblivious, or Obliv for short, he asked me to join Lost Dawn as a sub for Ludi, and I like they weren't people like I would normally play with. Like it would consisted of Powers, Nikki, Shaq, Obliv, AC, and they're like I said, they're not people I generally play with at all. So it was like a really fun experience, and we managed to get first place in our Ludi division, which is A division, and yeah, like outside of that, I just did a bunch of pickup teams, and we were pretty successful. And yeah, that about sums it up till I joined Cream Crush.
So how did that happen?
Like I just decided, okay, they have a sign up sheet, and I was like, okay, I guess I'll apply. And I was like kind of unsure. Like I still didn't even know if I wanted to join a team then. Like I just did because like I really like Creme Fresh, and joining them would have been really cool. And so I did. And then they tried me out as well as Kronos, and Kronos is godlike, by the way. And we got in. Like we played in Turfacane as our tryout kind of thing, and yeah. And so far, it's been really fun playing with Creme Fresh.
Okay.
I haven't been able to play as much recently because a lot of my time is being used up. So yeah.
Okay. How would you say like NSTC and Creme Fresh compare and contrast based on personalities, based on the day-to-day operations, without obviously going into too much detail on strategy?
Honestly, like 2015 NSTC is kind of like what Creme Fresh kind of reminds me of, where we have like a bunch of people who are willing to play, or are able to play in a sense, and like we just go with whoever's available, and it's like really relaxed, I guess, like that, and everyone's pretty nice, I think, and yeah, I guess I don't really wish to get into too much details.
That's fair. Just the basics for the outsider. Okay. How would you say the Splatoon community has changed over the past few years?
It's become, I guess, more insular, like smaller and more like, I guess people know each other, like everyone knows each other. And well, I wouldn't say everyone knows each other, it's just like the prominent figureheads are like more apparent. Like the community is getting more smaller, and I would say like I guess people are like in cliques and stuff.
Yeah.
which is fair. Like, you're gonna hang out with people you're comfortable with, and I don't know. Like, I wouldn't say it's changed so much. It's more like it's just like people know each other better now.
As compared to 2 years ago, when we were basically all strangers. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What do you think the Splatoon community needs to do to correct that for Splatoon 2? Because we want this game to be bigger. We want it to be esports level, even some of us. But to do that, we're going to have to grow.
Honestly, like, I guess one of the things is that it needs to be appealing. Like, it needs to be welcoming to new people. And I don't think it's like I don't think it's super like unwelcoming to new people. But then at the same time, it's kind of hard to even find any of this stuff like at all. Like, you need to be on Discord. It's like, okay, how do you find out you have to be on Discord? Which is hard in itself. Like, you have to be kind of like internet verse or something to find Discord, or like watch YouTube videos or streams and stuff. And like, honestly, Wii U gimped Splatoon, to be fair, because the Wii U isn't a success, which is clear. But the Switch will definitely help Splatoon 2 a lot, and yeah, I'm really excited about the Splatoon 2 E3 tournament, and you're going to E3, and I hope you have fun.
Thank you. It's going to be a wild time. All right, so as we're wrapping up Splatoon 1, with Splatoon 2 being released next month as of this interview, are there any stories or memories that you would like to share in your nearly 2 years in the Splatoon community?
I don't know. There's, like, I guess I've met a lot of people. I've talked to a lot of people, and had some really good memories with a lot of people as well. And I can't say what exactly like a memory I could share is. I would think that my favorite memory of Splatoon probably be the times I fall off the water. Fall into the water. And fall more like I wouldn't fall into the water more. I'd actually fall off the map into voids like on Mori Towers and high maps in general.
I think anybody who's played competitively for more than 2 seconds has probably done that at some point. Moray, Mahi, even Arowana if you're lucky enough.
Yeah.
Okay. And I guess moving forward, what do you want to see from Splatoon 2? The game, the community, outside support, since the Switch is almost obviously going to get a lot more support than the Wii U ever did.
I would say... Sorry, what was the question again? I'm so sorry.
Well, what are you looking forward to regarding Splatoon 2, the community, the potential outside support from even someone as big as Nintendo?
I'm pretty excited about it. Like, it's clear that Nintendo's like pushing for it. Like with the Switch reveal trailer, they showed like Splatoon 2 in an esports like setting, and they really want to push Splatoon 2 as like their major pillar like franchises or series. Like they have like Mario, Zelda, Animal Crossing, and then like I would consider like Splatoon their fourth like major series. Like there's like considering like in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe and all that. There's Link from Legend of Zelda, and there's Animal Crossing characters like Isabelle and Villager, and then you have the Inklings in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and it's like there's no other series that's in there before Splatoon, so like it's clear that they think that it's one of their most promising properties, and I hope that they do support it well. And I feel like because like the younger developers are handling it in Splatoon, that they're like more in line with what I guess we kind of think about
Yeah.
compared to like other developers of other series in Nintendo. I mean,
Yeah, I think that's fair because someone who's been working on video games for 40 years, they may still be stuck in kind of like the 1980s, for lack of a better term, while the younger generation of developers, they kind of think the way we do because they're closer to our age.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Now it's time for some viewer questions.
Hooray! You guys asked too many questions.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, they can never ask enough. Okay. Aditya, the person who's holding your camera, asks, who's your
She's
favorite
doing a
person
good
to
job,
splat
I hope.
with?
My favorite person to splat with. There's a lot. I think she's looking at me to say her.
Well,
I would say, okay, I like to play splat with Creme Fraiche. I like to play splat with NSCC. I like to play splat with, I guess I'll name individual people now. I like to play splat with Naz. He's really good and he's a lot of fun to play with. And like, he's quiet, but then like you talk to him and you kind of like show off to him, and he'll kind of like try to show off back at you, and I think it's pretty funny. And he's like a super nice, amazingly skilled guy. I like to splat with Burn and Goya and Chickens and who else? I like to splat with Spot Gaff, which like involves like Azure, SM, a bunch of people, too many to name. And I don't know. I generally just like playing with people who I just like to hang out with, basically.
Okay. I think that's fair because we all kind of have that mindset of we have certain people we liked hanging out with, and you know, we hang around them.
Mm-hmm.
Hermes asks an actually interesting question, really interesting question. How is it playing with a group in time zones so far from you? How do you make it work?
Oh.
And for context, a lot of Creme Fraiche is European, while you live in Montreal, right?
No. I live in Toronto.
Okay, but you still live Atlantic Ocean away.
Yeah. Eastern time zone. So yeah. So like, I mean, that was the case with NSCC as well, in a sense, where a lot of people were in the European time zone, and it worked because I had more free time, like during like 2015 and 2016.
Mm-hmm.
But like until recently, when I started a job, full-time job, where my weekdays are now like non-European friendly.
Right.
So like, I would say it was more because I had free time that it worked, like a lot more freedom and like flexibility in terms of how I can use my time. And yeah, but even then, I guess like I would say like I'm lucky in a sense to have been able to play with both European players regularly and North American players regularly. So yeah. I can't say I make it work anymore, but yeah, I hope that answers his question.
I mean, you have made it work because NSTC and Creme Fraiche both have a lot of European people, and with a 5-6 hour time difference, that's not easy.
Yeah.
So, mad respect to you.
Thanks.
Okay. SKR Bob asks, what is your favorite new thing / tweaked thing that has been announced for Splatoon 2?
I would say the new point sensor is pretty cool. Like, I think it's a really nice idea. Like now that there's no more echolocator, point sensors are going to be pretty useful. But at the same time, you don't want it to be like like it lingers around now. So, oh wait, does it linger around? I hope. Huh? Sorry.
Ink Mine.
Oh wait. Ink Mine. Well, yeah, and you could place 2 of those, but I mean like point sensors. Like. Sorry, what? Oh right, ink mines turn into point sensors, but I mean like the regular point sensors. Like, sorry, I'm just like completely lost in thoughts. Disruptor change is really nice. I thought the disruptor, like in Splatoon 1, I think it was silly, like how strong it was. Well, mainly because it was on the Zimmy. Everyone hates Zimmy, I hope. Or rather, like they acknowledge that it's super strong, and that it's silly, like the painting power plus sub weapon, special weapon combination. Yeah, and I like the weapon tweaks a lot. Like it gives more uniqueness to the weapons themselves, and mobility.
Any weapon tweaks in particular?
I like the charger hold charge, and the roller vertical flick. Those 2. Like so, back in January, I got to go to like the Nintendo event, and I got to play Splatoon there, Splatoon 2, and I went like 16-0, 1 game with the roller. I just spawn camped the other team. I'm bad.
Well, you're competitive, and they're kind of casual players, so I guess that's to be expected. Okay. Let's see. Hydrus asks, how has your history with competitive Splatoon influenced you as a player? Because it seems like you have a very big narrative over 2 years.
I have no idea how to answer that question. I would say, I guess, like, it gives me a rather unique experience compared to other people. And I don't know, just, yeah, it gives me a unique perspective as well. I just like to appreciate, like, everything, like the whole experience and stuff. Like being on NSCC, playing with people, like random people as well as Crumb Fresh, and just like playing with as many people as I could.
Okay. You get to know people, you get to see things, I guess, from all sides of both sides of the coin. The teams that are well known and the teams that are just kind of there to play and have fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically. I hope I answered his question.
I mean, he asks, like, how has it influenced you as a player and as a person?
Well, I feel like modesty, I guess, was sorry that I'm looking around so much. I'm just so distracted easily. Like I feel like modesty is a good trait to have, and humbleness, I guess. Like humbleness in not just in like in terms of like play style, just like your attitude towards people. Like just don't be a dick, basically.
Right.
And,
okay. Yeah. Humility definitely comes as a good trait when you're on a well-known team and a well-known player. Okay. Just the Claps asks, of the weapons revealed for Splat 2, which are you most excited to play?
I'd say dualies.
A man.
Yes. Like it's just like I want to just roll everywhere. Or I don't get why they call it rolling. It should be called dashing. But yeah, I just want to dash everywhere, nonstop.
Plus the fact that it has 2 reticles and 2 weapons is a first for Splatoon.
That too. But you know, I just like the dash.
I can't fault you there. I did that a lot in the test fire. Alyssa asks, you help increase positivity and exposure for players on Twitter. How can others help?
I'm not sure. Like I don't know. Like get to know people better. I guess. Like don't be shy. I guess. I don't know. That's kind of hard for people. Some people, but just reach out to people. Like no one's. I hope no one's gonna be a dick to each other. But yeah, most people are generally just nice. They just like they just don't talk to people outside their own circle, and just get to know them better. And like a lot of people are happy that like just to have like talk to people. Like people enjoy talking.
Okay. Nara asks, if you could change one thing about your favorite weapon, what would you change? And I would add, why?
Okay, my favorite weapon. I have a hard time adding. Okay, Wasabi Splatter Shot. The one thing I would change is make the ink strike launch faster. That's all I need. I love ink strikes. So yeah, don't hate, please. And why? Because I get myself killed too often launching ink strikes.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's like more like a why, like a whole special change rather than a weapon change.
Right.
So if I were to go specifically for a weapon, I would say, let's see, I'd say the Rapid Blaster. Make it do like 90 damage without any damage up with a direct. And yeah.
Why is that?
So I don't have to run so much damage.
Okay, that's fair.
I can jump in like QR meta.
Oh boy. Quick respawn stealth jump.
Yes.
Okay. Nick Knock asks a simple one. What's your favorite color?
It's either blue or black. And I like a combination of black and red. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Any particular reason why?
Black and red just looks cool together. Blue is just, I don't know, like I've just always loved blue for some reason since I was a kid. And black is just such a neutral tone. Well, it's just a really nice tone and dark theme everything. If you're using light theme Discord right now, you have to kick yourself out of this of everywhere.
In before I'm using light theme Discord. I'm not, but
okay.
I could be.
Okay, no, I trust you, Jordan.
Okay. And then...
Sorry. If you're watching Twitch right now, use dark theme Twitch unless you're on mobile, which you can't do that.
Right. Okay. I guess my last question would be, I guess the last question that I have would be regarding Splatoon 2, since you've said that you're busier now with a job, and you've got other things going on. How do you think you'll manage playing the new game?
I just hope I can get enough playtime. To be honest, I don't even know how it will work, but I hope it works out well for me. I think I should be able to get like shift changes by then, so maybe I'll be able to get more like shifts that would be suitable, like allow me to play more or something.
All right. Okay. Well, that's all I've got.
Okay.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for hosting it.
And thank you for taking the time out of your very busy schedule to talk with us. And thank you to Nikki for helping be his camera person.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry for her. She's probably bored. Oh my gosh, she nodded.
Okay. So for DaBoss and for all of us here at InkTV, my name is Jordan. And thank you for watching Beyond the Ink Episode 3. Next week, we will be coming at you with a lot of stuff from E3. So pay attention, be keeping your eyes on Twitter for all those exciting updates from probably the biggest video game convention of the year. Thank you again, everyone, and we'll see you next time.